And they're off and racing 7 furlongs of the trip for the Betfred Challenge Cup. And in the early stages, Captain Ramius is immediately well to the fore in company with Set the Trend. A little group heading towards the far side, towed along by Skillful. In that group, Jamesy is pretty keen in red and white colours. Captain Bertie is also over in that far group with Don't Call Me. Meanwhile, down the centre, Captain Ramius shows up with Set the Trend in the noseband, Regal Parade and Global Village. Bannock's towards the stand side in the green colours, towing along Cape Classic. Field of Dream towards the rear of the field. Bray Hill also well back at this stage, in company as well with the blue cap of Imperial Guest as they make their way on down towards halfway. Out in the centre, Skillful just edging over to the left with Captain Bertie. Don't Call Me in that little cluster as well. Captain Ramius down the centre of the racecourse with Regal Parade, then Bray Hill. Bannock comes next with Cape Classic trying to improve in the yellow colours towards the stand side, but Skillful has skipped a couple of lengths clear out over on the far side, and all of a sudden the others are working very hard to breach the gap. There's 3 lengths back to Don't Call Me. Captain Ramius, Regal Parade, Cape Classic trying to stay on. Also trying to stay on is Imperial Guest. A furlong and a half for Skillful to last. Don't Call Me grinding away. In third place is Arnold Lane, then Cape Classic, and trying to stay on from the back of the field. Imperial Guest. Skillful is out in front, edging over to the near side, trying to repel Don't Call Me. Skillful now all out, but he's holding Don't Call Me to a length and a half on the run up towards the line, and Skillful settled this at halfway and will see it out well. Skillful beat Don't Call Me. Third for Arnold Lane, tight for fourth. Captain Ramius, Captain Bertie over on the far side. Then in 6th place, Cape Classic from Global Village and Field of Dream.
They're off, and the blindfold was a little slow coming off Loving Spirit as they jumped away in this Betfred Goals Galore Challenge Cup. And away to the left, Big Johnny D, the white cap prominent, tracked there by Anaconda and Glenn Moss in a yellow and white jacket. They're followed through by Serious Prospect with an orange cap and Royal Rock as the groups now converge. On the right, SK Love showing bright speed, working across to Pacific Heights. Heaven's Guest in the centre, a green cap. Redvers in a red and black jacket tracks the leaders from Pastoral Player. Shamal Nibras, the star on the cap, buried away in midfield. Further back to the likes of Arnold Lane. Scription, a red cap with a white star, 3/4 of the way back through the field. Next door to Magic City. Bertie Whittle is towards the rear with Pieda Terre. Serious Prospect has got 3 behind. In that last trio, the slow starter at Loving Spirit. They've all tracked over to the far side running rail as they head down inside the 3, and it's SK Love who's skipped 2 to 3 lengths clear. Redvers the white face moving off in pursuit, and then Big Johnny D from Shamal Nibras on the right. Moore's working hard on Heaven's Guest. Towards the far side, the white face Royal Rock is trying to pick up, but SK Love has got plenty of these on the stretch. Extreme right of the group, Loving Spirit is beginning to run on with Magic City and Arnold Lane in behind. Down to the furlong, SK Love. Now Heaven's Guest responding to Moore's urgings. Loving Spirit down the near side, then Redvers. Heaven's Guest swept through to grab the lead close home from Loving Spirit. Bertie Whittle absolutely flying down the near side. Heaven's Guest, Bertie Whittle is coming hard. Heaven's Guest, Bertie Whittle. Given them a fair start. Pace doesn't look frenetic, however, through the first furlong. Heavy Metal with a yellow cap, one of the first to show up, with Brazos on the right. Blaine in the blue headgear is prominent, tracked by Empire Storm with a pink sleeves. Then Serious Prospect in a black and orange jacket. The white-faced Heaven's Guest a couple of lengths off the lead. Towards midfield, Prince's Trust in the royal colours, followed by Eastern Impact. Grey Mirage out on the right. Intransigent, the black and gold weighted with from Marachi Music, Redvers in a noseband. Fort Bastard in the dark blue has readily caught up ground last at the start, just ahead of stablemate Highlander Claim, and Chill the Kite ridden with usual patience by George Baker. Passing halfway then, well grouped, and it's just about Blaine who leads to Empire Storm, Heavy Metal being ridden along. Heaven's Guest, the green cap, poised just behind the leaders. Prince's Trust ridden along, needs a bit of daylight. Brazos on the right, followed there by Grey Mirage, then Sirius Prospect, Redvers. Intransigent moving up to stalk the leader on the far side as they head down inside the last quarter mile, and it's Intransigent who sweeps through to take over here from Blaine and Empire Storm. Heaven's Guest back in fourth and few others landing a blow. Inside the furlong they come. Intransigent has gone over 2 lengths clear under Rasheen Murphy. Empire Storm is chasing Heaven's Guest. Serious Prospect staying on late, but Intransigent is clear and wins the Total Challenge Cup in great style. From Empire Storm, Heaven's Guest in third, Serious Prospect in fourth, and a gap to Blaine and Highlander Claim.
They're off for the feature handicap over 7 furlongs. BUCKSTAY in no early hurry, taken to the back early on as they all merge down the middle of the track once again in this Tote Scoop 6 Challenge Cup. First one to show here is Make It Up alongside Outback Traveller over on the far side. With these showing Bright Speed, Majestic Moon, Heaven's Guest right up with the pace as well. Intransigent and Empire Storm are only just in behind those, together with Jalota. Rene Mathis is out towards the far side, and then Mr. Universe just being nudged along next to Mr. Win and Professor, and further back then Gabriel's Lad is held up in company with Tatlisu and Tanzil. BUCKSTAY's 3 from the back. He's got Farlow behind him and Win Fast, but nothing else. He's going to have to thread his way through as they now race on through halfway, indeed passing the 3 pole. Make It Up leading with this one, Majestic Moon. Heaven's Guest coming there strongly. Always there has been Outback Traveller, now asks for more. Jalota, Empire Storm looking for racing room in behind them with Intransigent. Gabriel's Lad and Rene Mathis begin their runs. BUCKSTAY is getting closer, desperately needs racing room though. Can he get out of that hole? It's looking difficult. Gabriel's Lad from in second place, Jalota. Then we've got Empire Storm. BUCKSTAY is in the clear now. Can he possibly get there? Gabriel's Lad in front. BUCKSTAY starting to storm home. BUCKSTAY and Gabriel's Lad. What a great finish to the line. They pulled well clear, very tight. BUCKSTAY and Gabriel's Lad together.
And they're off and racing. Just slightly slow to stride, BUCKSTAY will be dropped in, of course. The Tote Scoop 6 Challenge Cup Heritage Handicap is underway. And a good start made on the inside there by Watchable, the green jacket. Copra's right up there as well. So too is Intisab, the black jacket, being trapped there by Susie's Connoisseur. Wider out then to Growl with Dream Dubai's white jacket. Heaven's Guest in touch as well. Firmament is covered up the green and white hoops. Donica on his outside, followed by Squats, and then Afshan towards the rear with Dutch Law, Burnt Sugar, and Cornwallville out towards the back with BUCKSTAY and LIBRISA Breeze, who's just tracking remarkable as they converge in one group on the near side rail then, and taken along by the green jacket of Watchable and Graham Gibbons. Copra racing in second. Right Touch is right up there in third place. Growl is sitting handily poised on the outside, then is Donica. Dutch Law's being pushed along on the wide outside, then making progress though. Firmament is covered up behind them. Squats in the yellow jacket looking for a run as they race on down towards the final quarter mile. Right Touch and Susie's Connoisseur trying to find a way through on the inside as they race on now inside the final quarter mile here in the big prize of the day. Over on the far side, Afshan is leaving it late as well with Dutch Law, who's finding plenty for pressure. Firmament is coming after them with Afshan together as well behind them. Squats is leaving it late too. Growl on the near side is running on strongly. Firmament just in front. Squats bearing down on the far side. Squats beginning to get up. Firmament needs to stretch out. LIBRISA Breeze late. LIBRISA Breeze! What a finish. May well have got there from Firmament and Squats. Afraj on the far side. Intisar behind them with Donica.
They're off. Get away from the gates, a fairly decent line as Mudawathia, Arcanada, MJ Jack and Mojito, some of the first away. Raising Sand and Flaming Spear are up there as well from Amazor, and with those as well is Birchwood, and that quartet race by themselves over on the left with Mudawathia and the dark blue jacket to the purple of Mojito. Arcanada and MJ Jack are just in behind those as they head down to halfway. Burnt Sugar's not far away. With and Sea is just in behind those from last year's runner-up Firmament, and then comes Mitchum Swagger. A Accidental Agent is racing with the orange cap in behind Johnny Barnes, and that's followed through by Maxime. Speculative Bid is next, and one of the greys. Lord Glitters is the back marker as they head them down to the final quarter mile now. Flaming Spear, one from the left, coming into it very strongly now to Mudawathia in second position. MJ Jack behind that, and then Raising Sand on the extreme left in the white jacket. They're heading down now inside the final quarter mile, and Raising Sand on the left in the white to Flaming Spear. Accidental Agent, MJ Jack is there. Speculative Bit is running on, and Maxime down the centre. Blue and white jacket bursts into it now. Raising Sand to Accidental Agent, Maxime. Lord Glitters the grey with MJ Jacks as they head up towards the line. Accidental Agent, Charlie Bishop, the orange cap to Lord Glitters, who's come from last position and is closing, but it's Accidental Agent who wins. To Lord Glitters, Raising Sand, Maxime, Johnny Barnes are behind those, MJ Jack.
They're off.
racing out over 7 furlongs, and Shady McCoy with a white face, a little slow in gathering stride. Flaming Spear in a raw blue jacket jumped awkwardly and is towards the rear. Gilgamesh with a white cap, one of the first to show to advantage, with Vale of Kent near side the red cap, and far side Lake Volta with a blue cap, tracked over there by the grey George Bowen. That pair racing a little isolated. Back down on the near side, Card Sharp in a silver jacket, tracking the leaders at the end of 2 furlongs to Kate Byron in the yellow and black spots alongside Radiance. Then Aces in midfield in a dark jacket, Raising Sand in the white silks is about 4 lengths off the lead, followed by Rip-Off. Then Shady McCoy and Flaming Spear. Escobar is towards the rear of the field at this stage. Growl is also among those held up with Firmament in the green and white. So they move past halfway, heading on down towards the last 3 furlongs. And up ahead, red cap down the centre, Vale of Kent on the left with a challenge. Lake Volta with a white face, then George Bowen. Here's Card Sharp on the near side in a silver jacket. Raising Sand in the white is looking for a way through. Gilgamesh weakens away. Rip-Off is beginning to close. Flaming Spear switch to the right in behind Shady McCoy. On down towards the last furlong they come, a load of chances. Raising Sand though has burst through in the centre. Here's Rip-Off with Shady McCoy on the near side. Raising Sand in front. Rip-Off is beginning to bridge the gap, but he isn't going to get to Raising Sand. Big moment for Nicola Curry as Raising Sand wins the Challenge Cup from Rip-Off. They're off for the Bet365 Challenge Cup, 7 furlongs. The white-faced Kaiser Soze, black cap, one of the slowest to get away. Out in the centre, Lake Volta in a silver jacket, Casanova in the dark green, and they're the leading pair at the end of a furlong. KYNREN on the near side in the shades of blue is chasing the pace to green side in the red and white. The nose-banded So Beloved, Kesar with a claret cap in about 5th or 6th position as they head to the end of a quarter mile. The grey-silver line is towards the far side to Radiance in a yellow jacket, and then Cold Stare in midfield. Rip-Off is out on the right, the starred sleeves, white gloves for Gerald Mosse, tracked by Kaiser Soze and last year's winner Raising Sand in a white jacket. As they move towards halfway, Remarkable is right out in the centre in a beige jacket. Just ahead of Bedouin Story, Escobar and Summergand. Battered at this stage well back in the blue and white, and they're heading on now inside the last 3 furlongs. Down the centre, Casanova in the green silks, upsides the white-faced Lake Volta. KYNREN is out on the right to So Beloved, the noseband, Kesar in a silver jacket. Green side in the red and white trying to thread a way through. Rip-Off on the extreme right plugging on from the rear. Radiance in the yellow and white is also picking up, so too Bedouin Story in the all blue. Down towards the last furlong they come. It's KYNREN on the near side, being challenged by Greenside. These two now moving on together from Bedouin Story. Casanova at the 1 pace. Escobar and Summergand are running on late. KYNREN trying to fend off the challenge of Greenside, and it's going to be KYNREN's day today. He wins the Bet365 Challenge Cup from Greenside.
And they're off. Racing away for the Equine Productions The Fall Challenge Cup, this Heritage Handicap over the 7 furlongs. Udalali's away well towards the near side to lead from Fundamental and Ascension and Al Rafah as they head through the opening stages. And Mum's Tipple more down the centre with Tomf. Over on the far side, Symbolize shows prominently over there, leading up from ALDAARY and Star of Orion. More down the centre is Mum's Tipple with Tomf, and chasing those up is Fresh, and Escobar is with those with Pierre Lapin and River Nymph and Young Fire and Accidental Agent. More back towards the near side is Udalali with Ascension and Fundamental and Kesar and Al Rafah. They work up through halfway then. Mum's Tipple down the centre, just about leading overall from Tomf, and Symbolize over toward the far side with ALDAARY, and Star of Orion is ridden over on that far running rail. River Nymph is next towards the centre of the racetrack, travelling well with Fresh. Accidental Agent been ridden along for more, along with Pierre Lapin as they race now inside the final quarter mile. Wide apart, Symbolize over on that far side, just about leading there, but taken on by ALDAARY. More down the centre, Tomf together with Fresh. Up the near side, Fundamental and Ascension as they head inside the final furlong. The action over on the far side, and it's ALDAARY who's come now through to lead from Symbolize, and ALDAARY finds a length and a half over Symbolize on the run towards the line, and ALDAARY goes on to win. Symbolize home in second, Fresh in third, then Fundamental from Tomf. And they're off, racing away 7 furlongs a journey for the Peroni Nastro Azzurro Challenge Cup, this Heritage Handicap. A New Kingdom is the first one to show in the journey, leading from Safe Voyage and Udalali in the black and yellow. The yellow comes toward the outer, there is Boardman, tucked in toward the running rail early on is Chalier, then Ever Given and Blue For You. Wider out is last year's runner-up Symbolise, behind Symbolise is River Nymph. And then Sir Dancelot. To the outside is Silent Film. Behind Silent Film then is Accidental Agent. Mum's Tipple over toward that far side running rail. Escobar further back through them, along with Ross Collin. And Ascot is just about last of all. They're about to race through halfway, and it's New Kingdom that leads by a neck only. 2 Chalier in second, and Safe Voyage and Maroon Silks in third. Udalali is covered up behind the Principals. Orange Sleeves there for Ever Given at the cutaway point is in about 5th place. Then Symbolise and Boardman and Blue For You and Mum's Tipple. And behind that one to the outside, Silent Film. Fresh has been covered up at the back, now begins to have a good look at the front. Wide across the track inside the final quarter mile, the Great Chalier just about put his head in front. From Udalali is pressing, Ever Given is still there, then Boardman. Symbolise ridden for more. Escobar cruises up over on the far side, looks at major player. Escobar now bursting to the front. Mum's Tipple much more prominent now than Udalali. River Nymph and Sir Dancelot are running on. It's Escobar over on the far side to win the Challenge Cup. Escobar beats Mum's Tipple. Ascot from a long way back in third. Might be fourth there, River Nymph in front of Sir Dancelot and Udalali. Then came Blue For You and Ross Collin, Accidental Agent and Boardman.